Welcome to episode 51 of Your Mindset Matters. First of all, I can't actually believe that we've got to over 50 episodes, so I'm really happy and really proud of that, and thank you to all of my listeners, to all the people who have downloaded, given a review, even gave it a star rating on the app. I truly appreciate you, or if you've recommended to a friend, just all of that energy, that is just basically a big thank you to you. So thank you for allowing this to happen. Thank you for sticking with me through the past 50 episodes, okay? And if you haven't listened to all of them, then that's absolutely fine. Thank you for even just listening to one. In the last episode, I said about my hay fever, and it's still quite bad. So if you can hear a bit of wheezing or I sound a bit meh, then I do apologise about that. But I didn't want to hold back on doing my podcast, because for me, I just feel like I've had so many downloads to give to you guys. So I still would like to show up and still be able to help you in the ways that I can. And today I'm going to be doing that by talking about filling up your own cup. Okay, so what do I actually mean by filling up your own cup? Like, what is this cup? Where did it come from? How do I get one? Basically, I'm talking about yourself in the terms of your cup. Okay, so you as a person, how are you filling up yourself? How are you filling up your own cup? And you may have heard that terms before, like, are you filling up your own cup? Because what we tend to do, and what I did for a long time, and I will be honest, I still slip up and do it now, right? Because we're all human, okay? We get to realise that we're all human and we get to be kind to ourselves. But what I would tend to do is fill up everybody else's cups. So for example, saying, are you okay? Checking in with other people, being there for them, even just by thinking of ways that I could help people, like always giving basically, and giving out my energy to fill up everyone else's cups. But what tends to happen is when you're always that giver, when you're always that people pleaser, you tend to forget about your own cup, okay? You tend to be pouring also from your own cup. But what's important to know is that you get to fill up your own cup, okay? You get to give some energy back to you. You get to check in with you and make sure that you are okay first. And I know that probably sounds a little bit difficult when I add in that first part, because yeah, it's okay being like, yeah, I can look after myself, yeah, I can be there for myself, but I just get to help this person, this person, this person first. I just need to go and do this. I just have to do this, right? All of this stuff that we say to ourselves to, in a way, sometimes make us feel like a better person. Right? If you're being truly honest, sometimes it is to make us feel like a better person, because we're like, well, I'm here for them, I'm here for that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, like I'm clearly a good person, right? But who's there for you? And the person that gets to be there for you is yourself. And this is one of the biggest lessons that I have learned over my 6+ years of doing the inner work and building a relationship with myself and learning and becoming, right, is that we get to fill up our cup first. And I would love to add in that word for you, first, okay? We get to prioritize ourselves first. They say on the plane, because I recently got back off holiday, when you're on the aeroplane, they say always put your oxygen mask on first, right? And it's not to be selfish. It's not because you're more important than anyone else. I would actually argue on that and say you are more important in your life. The most important person in your life is yourself. But the way that we view it, and the way that I viewed it for so many years, was everyone else was more important than me. And it's not about that. It's not about a hierarchy that they're better than me, that they're worse, this better or worse, or this good or bad, right? It's not about that. Everyone is their own person, and we're all just different. We're all humans having a human experience, right? There's no hierarchy that someone's better than you, someone's worse than you. We are all humans living our lives, right? So this isn't to compare. This isn't for comparison, but it's for you to know that in your life, right now, past moments and future moments, you are the most important person in your life. Not your child, not your parents, not your family, not your friends, not your bosses, your work colleagues, right? You are the most important person in your life. Because think about it this way. If you didn't fill up your own cup, if you didn't put your own oxygen mask on, what could happen? You could feel burnout, you could feel exhausted, drained, feel like you're on 0%, which I have felt this past week, or not put your oxygen mask on first on the plane and something bad happens because you've run out of oxygen, so you cannot help anyone else. It's actually, if you look at it from this perspective, it's a selfless act. By you getting yourself in check and feeling good and to a place where you feel like you can show up for others, that's a blessing in itself, right? That's a blessing in itself that you're able to even offer help. Because in a way, it's like this world, it's like we have to help everyone else, which yes, I truly believe in, right? I love to help people. It's something I am always thinking about, always like, how can I help people more, right? So I completely relate with you on that. Like, we're here to help people. But it's that stigma around it of, if you help yourself first, oh, you're really selfish. If you help yourself first, or think about yourself first, or say no to something for you, right, to make or be there for yourself, it's like, oh, you're a bad person. But I'm here to say that's a load of rubbish, right? It's not selfish, it's selfless. And for years, I actually had a family member always bring up to me and call me selfish when I actually had just my own opinion, right? When I could actually think for myself. And when I said something that they didn't like, right? It wasn't aligned with them. It wasn't me bowing down and doing what they said anymore, because I then actually stood in myself and started to become myself. They were like, oh, you're so selfish. You're so selfish that you're not putting yourself last and putting everyone else first, right? And that is a stigma, and I think that has been put on our society sometimes, and this pressure that we put on. And even going deeper and saying that it could be this ancestral thing, right? That we've all got in ourselves right now, this ancestral belief that we always have to give to others first. And today I'm talking about giving to yourself first, filling up your cup first. Because just like they say on the plane, put your oxygen mask on first. Because if you haven't got that oxygen, we know what's going to happen. I'm not going to say it. I just couldn't bring myself to say it on this podcast. But you know what I mean? What happens when we have no oxygen, right? Then you cannot help your children. You cannot help your partner. You cannot help whoever else you're on that plane with, strangers, everyone on that plane. If you haven't got that oxygen for yourself, you can't help others. And that's what it's about. So think about your life right now and where you are in your life, right? Wherever you're listening to this podcast, and look and think, how much is in my cup? Or what percentage am I on right now, right? We all have a phone. We are probably too addicted to our phones. And on your phone, it has a battery, right? It has 100%, 50%, 0%, all in between, right? We're the exact same in there. What percent are you on? Your cup of water. I have a bottle of water next to me right now filming this. Mine is pretty low in my bottle, okay? And it actually relates to how I'm feeling, if I'm totally honest, right now in this week. Because we have had in our life like quite a busy time, okay? Like, the past couple of months have just been so busy for us, and we have been constantly showing up for everyone else and forgetting ourselves, okay? So I feel quite on a low percent, and it's about me taking that advice as well too of, Holly, how is your cup? What percent am I on? To be able to then go, do you know what? I'm feeling pretty not my best. So what that means is when you're not feeling your best, you're probably not going to actually be able to give your best and radiate that energy, that true energy that is the beauty and the light of you, because you've wore yourself down, because you've given too much away, okay? And there is a way where you can give to others and give to yourself. Like, you can have that balance. You can have that life where you can give to everyone else, be there for everyone else, right? Be that good person, but also be there for yourself. And it's also about, like, on that is managing our time, okay? And I'm gonna go into ways that can help you with filling up your own cup in a little bit. But it's about, like, asking ourselves right now where we are, how full is your cup? What percentage are you on? And really thinking about that and being honest with yourself. Because we like to be them people, right, where we're like, we're superwoman, we're superman, yeah, I can handle everything, right? I love my partner to pieces, but he's that man. He's like, I can handle anything. Oh, I'll do work after work, right? And he, like, shows up so much, and I'm like, where are you prioritizing you? Like, you get to give some time to you, babe. Like, what percentage are you on? Because you just give, right? Okay, he's a generator in human design, so they have more energy, and I'm a projector. We don't have as much energy, okay? And I'm not defining or limiting myself with my human design, right? But it's about, like, looking and being honest with yourself and saying, like, am I actually giving to myself as much as I think? Because sometimes we feel like, and I am going to say this, that having a bath and stuff like that is truly giving to ourselves, which, yes, it is, 100%, yes, it is, on a surface level, I would say. Like, on a surface level, on, like, a base level, we can go have a bath, we can go have a little pamper, we can go have a relaxing time and things like that. 100%, like, for me, that is something that you can add into your life right now, right? Giving yourself that quiet time, giving yourself that time out with yourself. So it could be a bath, it could be reading your book, it could be having a nap, it could be going on a walk, right? Whatever it is for you, that's time for you. I completely agree with that, right? On a surface level, on a base level, okay? Because for me in life, and what I've realized over the years, is there's so many levels to things, right? There's so many layers. I literally said it on my Instagram story today. If you follow me, you'd have probably seen it. And I said that Shrek got it right when he said that there's so many layers, right? We're all layers like an onion. We get to unravel them, we get to discover them. And that's the part, I think, with also filling up your cup, is that there's layers to it. There's layers to who we are and our needs, okay? The hierarchy of our needs. There's layers to that. So yes, it's great as a starting point to add in that time. So taking time out for yourself and going, right, where can I give myself 5 minutes today? Where can I give myself quiet time? So 5 minutes could be in the morning, you could have some in the afternoon, in the evening, could be when the children go to bed, it could be when you've just pulled in from work. I love a bit of quiet time on the way home when I'm driving back, right? Because obviously I've been talking to a lot of people and a lot of people have been needing my energy. So I literally just turn the music off and I just have some silence, and I'll sit on the driveway before I come in, probably for too long, but I sit on the driveway and I just have some time to just be like, I just need to decompress. I just need to release some energy right now, okay? And that's just a little way that you could do it. Having a bath, spending time with yourself, journaling, writing your gratitudes, going for a walk, going to the gym. And it's about finding, this is the most important part, what works for you, okay? I could sit here and tell you all the ways that work for me. And yes, you may benefit from that, but it's about trialing, erroring, okay? Trialing, erroring what works for you, right? And looking at your schedule, even to the point sometimes where before the week begins, we usually know what we're doing this week, unless we have new plans pop up. Again, absolutely fine. But in my planner, I literally have, and on my Google Calendar, I have my week planned out, all right? Yes, there are things that creep up and pop in, that's absolutely fine. But what I will always do is ensure that every day there is some time for me. Mine is in the morning, mine is in the afternoon, and mine is in the evening. I always ensure there is time for me to truly de-stress, de-energize. And when I say de-energize, I mean like take off everybody's energy, okay? Because what you may not know, and go with me on this, is everything in this world is energy, right? And if you touch anything, you're putting a little bit of your energy into it, okay? So even just being around in this earth, you're taking on energy by touching things, right? Because if someone touched it before you, you're gonna then touch it and take on that energy, okay? The chair that I'm sitting on, right? My partner sat in it, other people have sat in this chair in my office, and it's like their energy could be on it. Obviously, I will wash it and cleanse it with theta healing and wash that energy off so I don't take that on. And you can do like protections and things like that. But you're taking on energy without even knowing it. That's my point, right? And then it's about even looking at if you've spent time with people, okay? You're taking on their energy. And I was literally at a barbecue last night, and one of the girls said to me, she was like, do you ever feel like some people can just drain your energy? You feel drained when you've left them, and others you feel really uplifted. That's something to really look at. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I am releasing all the people that I feel that drain me, okay? Because we're here and we only have one life, right? Life is too short. Okay, we would like to be surrounded by people who uplift us, who add to our energy, who give the energy, right, that we would love to receive. So another question is, where in your life right now have you got people who drain your energy? Okay, and where can we maybe create some wiggle room around that so they don't create your energy? Is it that you get to set healthy boundaries? Is it that you get to start saying no to things, okay, around that? Because your energy is precious. Your energy determines what you create, what you receive in this lifetime, okay? So your energy is so precious and we get to protect that. So who in your life right now is an energizer or a de-energizer, okay? And it's about how you feel after them, okay? So if you're thinking, how can I determine that, right? When they send you a text message, when they call you, do you feel really uplifted seeing that? Or are you like, oh my gosh, not them. Like, I do not want to answer that right now. Okay, that's going to give you an indication on how they make you feel. Or when you're physically with them and you leave, like, do you feel better? Or do you feel like, I've just took on a lot of energy right now, right? And I know people go through hard times. I get that, right? And sometimes we need to let it out. We need to speak to someone. And I 100% am for that. But you can speak to someone, let your feelings out, but also in a way that you haven't drained them as well. Okay, so that's just another point to take away today, is like, who's taking away your energy? Who are you allowing to take away your energy? Because that's a point to know, is that you always have a choice. And in this world, it's not about blaming the other person. It's about going, hold on a minute, I allowed that to happen. How can I stop that from happening again? And how you can prevent that, for example, in this example, is healthy boundaries, okay? And being able to say no to things, or doing it on your schedule, right? Finding a balance in that relationship that works best for you and them, okay? Where you can come together and find the best outcome, right? Setting them healthy boundaries. And that also comes into healthy communication. Being able to communicate, like, look, this is where I'm at. This is what I need right now. This is what I can give. What can you give? What do you need? Does it align? Okay? There may be some relationships in your life right now where you're thinking, I get to have that chat, right? I get to look at this because this isn't serving me right now. And that is where I'm at personally, with some people in my life. I'm like, I'm not liking how this is showing up, or how I'm allowing it to show up, how I'm choosing it to show up. So I get to make the changes, because you're only in control of yourself, right? And when you make the changes with yourself, make them shifts and show up differently, then things show up differently for you, and so do other people. And that's how you change people around you, okay? Not that you go in and change them physically or anything like that, but you change what you accept, you change what you're going to receive, and then it shows up for you, because it starts with you. And on that, with being able to say no to things, it's not just about people as well, it's about in general in life. Okay, where are we saying yes to things that you would love to say no to, right? Where are you feeling like you have to, you should, or you need to say yes to things when actually you're dreading it, right? Those plans where you're like, oh, I've said yes and I've agreed to this, but I would love to cancel. I really wish that something would happen so I can cancel, right? Take a step back, zoom out on this situation and like, why are you putting yourself through that, right? Asking yourself why can really help you, because then it allows you to understand why you're doing things, why you're showing up a certain way, and why it's being created in your life, okay? So like, why am I allowing this, right? And go into that and ask yourself some questions like, why am I allowing this? Why am I showing up in this way? Why am I feeling like I have to say yes? Because when we ask them questions and when we zoom out and take a step back, we can then start to see the bigger picture, okay? And then we can actually decide and make the decision of, would I rather say no to this? Okay, because you don't have to say yes to everything that comes your way, okay? And trust me, what's meant for you will always show up, okay? So if you say no in a moment out of fear or whatever, it will show up again if it's truly meant for you and on your path, okay? So do not worry about that. But saying no to things that don't light you up, that don't feel good to you, right? This could be with family, friends, or even yourself with distractions. To the point today, I said no to going to something because I was like, do you know what? My cup is quite empty right now and I get to take the time to fill it up and do things that light me up. So I said no to going to a family thing right now at the time that I'm recording this, because I was like, no, I need to take the time out and fill my own cup first. Because I know, if actually thinking about it, if I forced myself to go and went, I wouldn't have been able to show up as my best self, or even if I was, as doing that, I would be draining my own energy. I would come home exhausted, I have something later on, and I wouldn't be able to give my best to that. Okay, so it's about looking at your life and weighing it up, like, is it worth it? Is it going to be with someone who's going to energize or de-energize me, right? Filling up your cup is all about your energy, okay? It's about even the love. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Even the love that you have for yourself. Because if you're allowing your cup to be drained and burnt out and things like that, do you love yourself enough to say no? Do you respect yourself enough to say no, right? And I may be triggering you with some of these questions, and that's okay. Because do you know what? For you to have the growth and the transformation and the results that it is that you would like, you get to be triggered because there's something in you right now, okay? Trust me, through the past 6 years, and especially the past 2 years on my journey, I have been triggered so much to the point where I'm like, get me off this call with my healer, because I feel so uncomfortable. But it's because you're about to break through. It's because you're onto the root cause. You're onto the bottom layer. Like I said, them layers, right? We would love to get to the bottom layer and be able to shift that, okay? So if you're feeling a bit uncomfortable and a bit like, like, why are you saying things like that? Like, no. Or, oh, actually, I do hear you, but I feel scared to do it. That could be another energy of feeling scared to do it. And let's go deeper into that scared energy, because I hear you, I feel you, I relate to you, because I used to feel scared to say no. Because growing up, I always had that person telling me I was selfish if I said no. If I didn't do everything for everyone else, if I wasn't everything to everyone else, I was that selfish person. And honestly, that word used to break me to the point of scream crying, because I was like, I am not selfish. Like, I have pure good intentions. I am not selfish, and you're calling me that, right? But it wasn't that person's fault, because I was allowing it. And it's about knowing who you are and what's true to you. Because when you do start to say no to things, some people may question it. When you do start to change and grow, and that is my whole point with this podcast, doing my business, if you work with me or if you don't, if I help you at all. It's about truly being able to help you be more you and true to yourself. And some people won't like that. Please know that. And also, please know that it's not about you. It is not about you, it's about them. You can only control yourself, and you're only in control of yourself, right? You're only in control of your thoughts and your feelings, how you show up. The same for other people, okay? And if you trigger them, it's because they allow you to do it, right? So yeah, it's not actually you. But some people may not like it when you start to say no to things and actually start to prioritize yourself and fill up your own cup. And that's okay, because you will start to see the truth behind people. For example, one of my best friends, this weekend was like, look, like, I just need the weekend to like rest and recharge. And she even offered to speak to me about what I was going through and things. And I was like, do you know what? No, I'm not gonna tell you about what's going on, because I don't want to add that to your life right now. I don't want to drain your energy even more, because you get to go and fill up your own cup. I love you, and I'll speak to you next week. Because it's about when we learn about filling up our own cups and we start to prioritize that in our own life. For something that I do, I'm then going to want people to fill up their own cup too, okay? So when you start to fill up your own cup in your life, you're then also going to be able to help others fill up their own. And recognize that, you know, when they're like really low energy and you're like, oh, I just feel like you need a minute, like, you could help them out. You could help them out, or you could be like, do you know what, I'm going to give you some time, like I did. Like, I'm just going to not speak to you right now, like, not in that way, but basically not open up about my problems. I'm going to allow you to have that time, right? And then you're giving still, but in a way that's not going to drain you as well, right? Because the deeper the work that you do with yourself, the more you become yourself and fill up your own cup, have that care, love, respect, even as a priority for yourself, right? You're able to give more to others. Because when you fill up your own cup, what's going to happen? You're going to be able to give more. The more your cup is filled, the more that you're going to be able to give to others, right? And the more that you're going to be able to help others. Because we all know them people in our lives, right? Who are burnt out, who are constantly giving, and you just think like, oh, bless you, I wish I could help you, right? And you're going to be able to, because you're going to have that awareness of like, they're not filling their own cup up. Like, how can I help them fill their own cup up? Can I take some load off of them? Can I give them some space? Can I go and be there for them? Obviously, different people, different situations are going to have different outcomes on what they need. Or even just asking them, what do you need right now? Because I feel like that's a question that we don't really ask. You have this thing of where we ask people, and I always typically use an example of like at work, or when you see a friend that's not really like a friend that you feel like you can open up to honestly about what's going on in your life, right? You're like, hey, you okay? And they're like, yeah, you. And I always just think in my head, like, that is the biggest lie we probably say. He's like, yeah, you. And it's out of protection. I 100% agree that, and sometimes it's best to use that because you don't want to tell everyone your stuff, right? I get it. But it's like, where can we help with that? Where can we be honest and open up that good communication to help people and go, what is it that you need right now in your life? What is it that you need for yourself? Right? When do you ask your friends, your family, your partner? Obviously yourself first. Remember to ask yourself first, what do I need right now? And give that to yourself. But then you can also use that question and ask it to your friends, like, what do you need right now? Like, if there was anything, like, what could I help you with right now? Because then you're opening up that door of communication where you can help them. And this can become like a domino effect, right? Of everyone having that priority of themselves, everyone being there for themselves and filling up everybody's cup, where we're not taking from everyone all the time, where we feel like we need to give all our energy away, right? We can keep our energy and help others, yeah? So it's about asking people, like, what do you need? as well as asking yourself, okay? This is the main thing about today's podcast, is always being there and asking yourself first before you burn yourself out, before you feel drained and exhausted and feel like you just would love to sleep all day, okay? Because that then will affect how you can give to others. And I know probably if you're listening to my podcast, you love to give to others and you're such a lovely person, right? That's just the image that I'm putting out for my listeners. And I love you, I see you, I value you, and it's time to fill up your own cup as well, okay? So how can you fill up your own cup? Is by taking that time out for yourself, okay? And bringing that focus onto yourself and basically seeing it like you're your own best friend, right? Your best friend, you would check in on them, you would ask how they are, and you would also call them out on their bullshit. What do I mean by that? That example that I used of you would call them out. You'd be like, you're not okay though, like you don't need to lie to me. What's really going on? Do that with yourself. Check in with yourself every single day, multiple times a day if you need to. Honestly, like, how am I feeling in this moment right now? Like, what's my cup at? Like, what do I need right now? Am I feeling loved in myself? Am I feeling healthy? Am I feeling energized? How am I feeling right now? And what is it, if there's anything that I need right now? And committing to yourself to be able to check in with yourself, committing to yourself to show up for yourself. Because what I wished for so many years was somebody being there for me, right? Somebody truly loving all of me and showing up for me. But your energy gives out. Your life that you're living is a mirror to how you treat yourself, okay? So if people aren't showing up for you in your life, look at how you treat yourself. Look at the relationship with yourself, okay? And start to build that. Start to ask yourself, how am I? What is it that I need? Okay, where in today can I give myself some time out? Where is it that I can start to take that, like I said, that surface level time, okay, of having a bath? I literally have a bath every single week and I write it down in my planner because I'm committing to myself, because I value myself enough. I love myself enough to show up for her, to show up for me, okay? And that's what I would love for you guys to start doing, if you're not already, is showing up for yourself, okay? And it's about maybe going for a walk, maybe coming off social media for a little bit because it's overwhelming, right? And taking that time out for you, okay? Like I said earlier, a walk, a bath, journaling, some telly time, whatever it is that suits you. But then also start to take some time to reflect and create the awareness of what's truly causing this empty cup, right? Is it work, that you're working too hard? Is it family? Is it friends? Is it yourself, that you're not giving to yourself enough, right? Is it that you're just doing all the time? Because yes, it's great penciling that time out for a lovely bath, but if you're not going to stop and create the change in your life, you're always going to be needing that bath, right, to relax. And it may not even be enough for you to fully fill up your cup. Okay, so we're creating ways that we're going to fill up our cup. We're going to keep giving to ourselves, showing ourselves that love, showing ourselves that I see you, I'm here for you, just like you would for your best friend, just like you would for your child, your partner, your parents, right? Whoever is important in your life, you would probably show up for them. So show up for yourself, and looking at why you're not showing up for yourself as well. So this is where we go deeper in the layers of the onion, right? We've started by giving ourselves that bath, that nice walk every day. We're feeling a bit better. But then look at, how am I feeling now? Now I'm feeling a bit better. What is it that I need? Okay? What is it that's stopping me from saying no, right? And being honest with ourselves. What is stopping you from saying no to things that no longer serve you? What is stopping you from creating them healthy boundaries, healthy relationships, right? That open and honest communication in your life, because that's when we start to get to the deeper, the things, the deeper reasoning of why you're stopping it. So then you can go into that, have that awareness, start to go, okay, I see you, I hear you, but how can I start to show up for myself? How can I shift this into a way that's going to serve me and serve others, right? In a way that I'm able to fill up my own cup and also give to others. It's about looking at it that way, at reasoning why you're not giving to yourself, why you choose this, why you continue to choose this, because everything is a choice, consciously or unconsciously, okay? So going deeper with yourself. And is it that you don't feel worthy of showing yourself love, that you don't feel worthy of being a priority? Is that because of these stories that you're telling yourself? And start to go deeper and learn and unravel these stories that you're telling yourself that's blocking you from filling up your own cup, okay? Because also when we're not filling up our own cup or feeling our best, we're not going to show up as that, and we're not going to allow ourselves to have and be our true potential, right? And have what and who and where and how, all of the things of the life that you're here to live, okay? Right? It starts with bringing that focus back on you. It starts asking yourself, how is my cup? Like, what is my percentage on? Asking this every single day, scheduling time out to fill up your cup. This could even also be spending time with others who you truly feel good, like them people who you just feel amazing around, right? Because you're bouncing off each other, the energy's really good and you've taken some energy. So yes, there are people who you can take away your energy, but there's also people who can give you energy back, right? Who are the ones that are checking in on you? Who are the ones you have fun with? If you're a mum or a dad, like spending time with your child, like seeing them smile. Like for me, spending time with my nieces and seeing them just happy, playing with them, I get a feeling inside of me where I literally could cry every time that I'm with my nieces. Like no joke. Because they are giving so much to me and so much happiness and so much love that it's filling up my cup, right? Every time I leave my nieces, I feel like the luckiest woman on the planet, because I'm like, I have so much love for them and they have so much love for me. And like we fill each other's cup up, right? We build each other up. Who do you have in your life that gives you that? Spend more time with them, right? We don't get time back. So choose to prioritize that. I hope I have given you some ways to start filling up your own cup on that surface level, but also giving you some ways to go a little bit deeper, to looking at why you haven't been filling your own cup up, why you don't feel worthy to, or what's going on underneath the layer, right? Because yes, we can do things like taking time out for ourselves, we can have the bath, have the walk, but also allow some space to journal or talk to yourself about, okay, why am I not doing this? What's stopping me from saying no? What's stopping me from saying yes? Okay, because when we go into them stories, we can start to be there for ourselves and fill up our cup on that deeper level and start to build that depth of relationship with yourself. Okay, and just lastly, I'd like to add in is this energy around saying no, or where you're showing up all of the time because you feel like you have to, okay? And this is energy around feeling obligated, because what it's like is like this energy of, if I don't do this, oh no, this will happen, this person will be mad at me, this person will tell me off, this person will be really cross, or if I don't do this and this will happen, and this pressure that you're putting on yourself, right, is actually the energy of an obligation and a commitment, okay, that you're choosing, again, on an unconscious or a conscious level, right? Could be that, like on an ancestral level, you have come here, or on a soul level, you have come here to right? And it feels like an obligation. The energy feels more like a pressure, like you're doing something basically that you don't want to do, but you feel like you have to do, you should do it, and if you don't do it, this will happen, right? That's the energy of feeling obligated. And that's not actually aligned with who you are and who you're here to be. So you get to ask yourself on that, is this serving me? And this is a question that you can take with you for every day, every moment of your life. Is this serving me? Right? Is this bringing joy, light, love into my life? Right? Is this bringing the things that I desire into my life? Or is it not serving me and it's actually holding me back? It's de-energizing me, right? Looking at the feeling and the energy around it of when we say yes and when we say no to things, right? Could be with ourselves and it could be with others. Look at that energy. Are you feeling like you have to or that you would love to? Is one an obligation or one out of choice that you would choose again, right? On that conscious level. So just really become more aware around it, more aware around your life, and start to fill up your own cup first, okay? Yes, we can check in with others. Yes, we can be there for others, but also be there for yourself and check in with yourself and do it first, okay? Because you cannot give to others what you don't have. So take that time out to start scheduling time for yourself with filling up your own cup. And also just another way that you could even do it that just came to my head was like treating yourself a little bit. Like when you do go out with them people, right? Treat yourself to your favorite drink, okay? Showing that a little bit of extra love to yourself is going to be filling up your own cup, right? I absolutely love a smoothie, and it's like just going, I'm going to go to this, but I'm going to have that smoothie because I love it, and put the focus into that, right? Be aware of when you leave, how you feel with people, because you're going to know what type of person they are and if you're going to choose to say yes again. Start setting them healthy boundaries. And I actually did a whole podcast on healthy boundaries, I believe. So go and find that one and go listen to that one again. I think I did one on de-energizers and energizers. I'm not 100% right now in this moment, but go and check it out if I did. But start filling up your own cup first and be there for yourself, just like you would for your best friend. Be there for yourself, right? How can I show myself some more love today? How can I be there for myself today? What do I need? Right, self, right now, what is it that I need? And then go and give that to yourself. And know that it's okay to say no, that being selfless is necessary. No, being selfish is necessary, right? Both of them are. But being there for yourself isn't selfish, basically. For all them years that I was told it, it was a lie, okay? And it's a lie that I'm hoping to break and end for as many people as I can, to know that it's okay to prioritize yourself. It's okay to fill up your own cup, okay? So thank you so much for listening to today's episode, a little bit of a longer episode. Apologies about the wheezing in my throat that I can feel, but I hope you received some value from this. I hope this can help you in your life. And if you would like to go deeper on a one-to-one level, you know where I am. If you would just like to chat about something that's going on in your life and you would just love some help, you know where I am. Find me on Instagram @_HollyJenkinsCoach. I'm always here and my inbox is always open. Thank you again for being with me for the past 50 episodes. Let's enter into the next 50 episodes together. Have a great day.